I'm gonna go back. Let's make a tree from scratch. Let's go with this. Whoops. I'm not meant to do that. So we're on our wood. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with this type of tree. So we make a line. You can make tree symmetrical if you do so you wish to, by just chucking the line on and voila. You can make it symmetrical if you do wish to do that. But I find easy to. You can make it a bit more widely looking if you don't. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense, but a bit more unique looking. And you want to go to here and you want to color that one in a bit more. Yeah, let's go with that. And we go up top. I might have to put another one up top, although I thought I would have to. Actually, that looks a bit thick. Nah, let's go with it. Might as well see where it leads ya. To the top, we put a 64. Oh, if you want to know how to do that, you just go there. Sprite, canvas size, and then you can add 64 or change the length here. Or you can do it by manual. You can do it, or you can change it around like that and do it by manual if you're curious about that. I didn't get the color. You could, if you are meaning to get rid of something quickly, just do it on the mask. It does work. Just get the empty color and get rid of something quickly if you want to do that. That's a more effective way of getting rid of something if it's in a line than the laser is. Let's go about here. This looks like good shape. Yeah. It's kind of difference between I do tissue and art too, so I do paintings and everything. It is sometimes easier to do trees in that kind of art form than it is here. See, now you got a bench, and then probably that isn't quite even. So you could just test like that if you want to know if it was even or not. You could just use B, but the line tool does make it a bit easier and neater for you. But if you have a precise hand, if you're confident in your hand, do the job, then you have to do whatever the heck you do it with the B tool. But the line tool is L and just the dot's B. Well, pencil tool is just B. I call it the B tool because it's the B on the keyboard. That might even help you remember it. But I've spent way too long doing this. This program to me is really cool. You want to go to here. Bring this up a bit. Bring to here too. So we're gonna send another bench off to there. Man, bloody foot stuffy. It's been cold today too. And actually now I want to bring that in a little bit more to about here. Here. So with the benches, you want it to come, so that's the end of the bench, come thicker towards it. That's the same thing you gotta do for the dragon tails too. And you want to do this, and you want to come in. Ooh, that one might not be a bad one. I'll leave that there. That looks like it adds a little extra detail. You might not see this bit behind the tree, but depending on how you do the leaves, if the leaves have gaps on the base layer, it doesn't really matter. Add it as style. And then we're gonna get a color wood. Let's go for a light grey. Actually, no, let's go for something a bit darker. I don't know, there's a dark wood, a red wood color, but I can't know how the bark looks. Or maybe we should go for let's go for this color. Yeah, that color looks alright. And just fill that in. Simple. And you can also add small details like a little bump here, and fill in the tools like that. The Eyegopper's eye, if you want to know what it is, that is a good dangerous weapon that you should actually know how to get. See, and we add that to it. You can even add some other details too to the wood, like darker lines. See, on some of these trees, you always have a marking like dark straight marks. Or you can add moss to it. A lot of trees around where I live in Australia has a lot of them around, or the mossy on them, and have their own unique stripes. But each type of tree, like the pine, each type of tree is very different from each other. They're never really the same. But if you do want to know how to make them realistic, you do need to do a bit of research in the trees. I don't know exactly how to make them more realistic, because I don't know the difference between a lot of types of trees. I just know the types of trees. Like you got your birch, your pines, and your acacias and your oaks. Each one of them are very different from each other. And you got your eucalyptus ones too. They are very different from all of them. And your paperback too. You want to do that. Maybe do some here. Let's go with double thick lines. Yeah. Oh, you can also just change to the side of this too. And either way, if you're on the circle or the square, it will stay a square, because you can't make a circle out two inputs or out of layers. And we go to here. And we go to here. I might add this tree that should do my game. It looks really nice. If you don't know, I am currently making a game called Unknown Dragon, which is just a little fantasy world where you do have to know how to make trees. A sci-fi fantasy world. Far into the future, I would say. Oh, hands cold. It's a bit of a trouble trying to do this when your hands cold. I don't even have gloves. You don't even need gloves where I live. It's just really cold. It just decides to be really cold today. I guess gloves actually wouldn't hurt, especially when you're on the computer all the time. I think I overkilled the size in this one. Let's go. Not quite, too small. There we go. I want to add a bit more bigger size. I might as well add some more markings to it. And you can make these markings as thick as you want, or whatever shape you want, like I showed you here. You can make them like that. You can bend them around too much. Want to. It's hard to add that type of detail. You can do this, some of how the birch is set up to be. Or your typical birches. Not really see many birches in real life because of my location. Or you can make them like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with that tree, but I'll just keep it around. Or you can do it like that too if you make something fancy. Some of these trees do have drastically different colours from inside too, I find. And let's go with this. I think I'm just gonna, whoops, I'm not meant to make that black. I was just meant to deselect it, but because I'm on that drawing tool, it did that. Okay, now let's go and do the leaves. And let's see what kind of style. I'm gonna make it this bluish color. I haven't got many trees this color, so whoops. Nice, we'll leave it like that. See where life leads ya. And go to here. That looks really weird. Oh well. Actually, I want to try something else here too. Let's go with this. It's uneven. Damn it. Let's make that even. Use the selection tool and you can just do that to cover that up. We also want to, no, we gotta keep it like that. We also want to extend it then. And let's use this tool for the middle. So how much leaves set up? Or you do it like this. I don't know, I should have paid more attention to the leaves. And let's do it this way, maybe. There's some types of leaves, I know that for sure. In my style or my styles, if you're doing a similar style to me, you did not want to colour it in quite yet. There we go. That looks like a leaf in some way, doesn't it? Yeah, it's good enough. I'll keep it. It's interesting. And let's rotate that. There is actually, I'll show you the quick way of doing it. Copy and paste that again. That's Control C and Control V. If you're using Mac, just replace Control with whatever that corner one was. Yeah, it's been too long since I used Mac. Anything like use start button is placed with Command. Okay, let's flip this 90 degrees, whatever direction. Gotta set that up to where what do you think? And then we also want to flip this one. I want to flip this one 180. So flip it horizontal, which is 180. Do we move it closer? Do we move it about same? No, move it closer. Have it a little off, if you know what I mean by that. Because the trees in nature, you mainly don't want them to be the same. I'm going to cut that, add a new layer, and we're going to call it tile. And if you just wanted a uniform shape, all you have to do is get these shapes and do that. So let's say you want a little bush here. Oh no, that's bad position. Yeah, so you just wanted this, you just fill it in. Okay, that looks pretty bad. But you get the juice of that. But there's a, where's circle tool? There you go. If you wanted a perfect circle, you had to put shift down and control if you want to start in the middle. So you can just gloss that circle up a bit and then fill it all in, mess that up a bit or something like that. Whoops. This is this background color, is it? If you get what I mean. But this here, I haven't tried this flavor yet, but this shall change color, or should change color, when I change color of the leaves. In theory. That's not something you code on. We go our command, I'm saying command, Control B. We grab that. We get the leaves. And then we go Shift B. And then we do that. Holy shit, that looks so trippy. That looks so weird. Then we're gonna go darker. What the hell? Well, then we know how that turned out. You know what? That is not the most trippiest experiment I ever did. Or the worst. And then you just want to go in there. Cover that, highlight that. This does not look like the finest tree. I'm going to be honest with you. But it does look alright. Let's go back to index. That'll be easy. I can color. Hey, dude, let me get the black, you bastard. And then voila. Actually, that might look alright. Yeah, we go with this. We go with the flow, man. This is what this tree is about. Going with the flow. Oh, this tree is alright if this one will be alright if depending on how you do it. If you need it to be perfect, do it perfect. There we go. Oh, there you can clearly see that looks a bit off, but too late to go fix it. Oh, it's a bit damn chilly though. Gotta warm the hand up. I might keep it around. We gotta go to here. I also wanna give it a bit of a line up. I would have to get back to here. And the tiles here, I'll go. Sure, we'll have to go to here. Command B, Control B, and then you got me thinking about Mac. Helpful. And we also go to the eyedropper. See, we move up a bit. Whoops. Oh, I lost it again. Oh no, I haven't. With there being a very light. And we want to lighten this up a bit. That would be the best way of approaching this type of tree, I believe. Or maybe I'll just be better off making it a touch darker. Now that looks really creepy. I really put myself in a hole with this. Oh well. That's the way of making that type of tree too. I'm getting myself confused with this now. Alright, let's do this. Now, we can go. Let's still get these tiles, but I'm not going to keep the detail. Command. I don't know why it does this. It has a problem with that. Every time I hold the shift. Now we gotta make sure it's 100% seeable. Okay, we gotta bring the speed up. Hang on. And the width bit it. There we go. Now we're on course. Joining me for experimentation. This is half what this is about. Sometimes experimentation. And if you're unlike me, if someone actually looks up to see what they're doing, then good on you, dude. And then so now you have to save the colors. And then you go to here, and then you can go to gradient. I'm like so used to just moving along so easy. And then you just color that in. Go back to here and everything. So you make sure you do it waxily, so then you leave some gaps. Let's go back over in this one. Let's go back over in that one. And then we go back over here. See, you leave some gaps, and now you want to make it light. And make sure you don't leave it too light, or it looks funny. That's a good light. And just keep testing, comparing it to it. You can easily tell if it's too bright on you. And then you want to do this lighter color. After you like this green turned out good color green. And then you want to go to here. Gee, I want to slow it down a bit so I can actually get better light. There we go. Now we got the outside, I think. So now we want to go to edit. Add the outline. Oh, I must have the inside. I'll go cover the outside. Crap, I was doing that all entire. Well, there we go. Our mistake. I won't be really needing you, so I delete that. Go cover my mistakes. And now let's see, look at that. Nice looking leafy tree. And then we go to edit, FX, and then we add outline. And then we go to index, we go to our black color. Make sure that's outside and do circle. Okay, button. Then we got that. A nice looking leafy green tree. Now, we're going to have to go back to the wood. We've done our leaves. If you just want to do the bush, you gotta sometimes best to make the bush come out more towards you or more towards the Y down. On the Y axis, that will make it look like it's more 3D. Like, I guess this one is a good example by it. Although it's not quite, it's still in the top. It comes down a bit. So in other words, you want to make it seem more like a circle. Although you can make that fixed shape. Do with the bushes, up to you as the blame. Well, as a creator. And see that one's a shaped bush. And it still looks as good as some of these randomized ones. We like the leaves of this one, that's nice. And now we want to go to the wood. Might want to give it the leaves for now. And we want to do something with this. So, best option of darkening this up is just try to keep it straight as possible and just go down. I noticed that I went a bit too left, but no way you're keeping that straight. Then you want to go down here. So we're going to use our 6 shade colors again. You can use less shading colors, you can use the flavor you really wanted to, but no more than that, it just looks ugly. Or overkill, other words is. You could if you really want to, if that's what you're going for is a super detailed game, but in my personal opinion, mine's pretty detailed, and I used to do more than. It's pretty hard to do too much detail doing pixel art, unless you're doing big tiles, and these are still 64 tiles. The operation of what this game is. You want to build this up a bit, or you can also stick a not make it look perfect. Have a bit of something like this out here too, coming in like that, and then you probably want to do this. Do that in there. And then you do want to have to bring this up here so it looks like there's a bit of shadow coming off it. Just do that. Simple. I might keep that like that. I might keep this tree. I'm starting to like it more as I'm shading it so it can survive. And everything's, I guess, look, a lot of people say everything has its ugly stage, I guess. Let's go with that. I think, maybe a bit more. The shading will probably be one of the most tedious things you probably would do. And mostly all the pixel art you probably ever do. It would be. Yeah, I like the look of that. I think we can shortcut this. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on where the leaves come. No, we might just do it for Will. Not do any shortcuts. Oh, that's one. And then we move along to here. Bring this one down. Yeah, I didn't make this shape to work for me, didn't I? And you still use a straight line here. Or if you want it to be really lazy, you can press W and go in there with a bit of a bigger shading tool and go down. But if you go for this tedious way of doing this, it will turn out a bit better because you have full control over what it does. And it's kind of nicer too. But it's also a way, I'm just also telling you that because you want to make it faster. I'm not faster than that. And then with my shading here, this one's a bit of an awkward one. No, I might leave it like that and see what it ends up. I have to do this, I think. Yeah, I would have to do this, yep. I'm going to do this to a certain amount. I'm not even the finest at shading myself, but I'm being doing better at shading. Shading is something I've never really gotten how to properly do. Let's do about that far, and that's what it's looking like. Now we want to save that. Just use the question mark to save it. And you gotta make sure your colours in here. You can edit your colours and the patterns, but I reckon having it locked is the better way to deal with it. We might keep these colours the way it is. You can blur them in if that's what you want. That's what's being done with this tree. They've been blurred in. That's why I didn't put that down by manual hand, and the same with that. And this one is a show what it looks like when you don't do it. And this one is more of a better visual when you don't do it either. But that one is good having it harsh like that. Looks good. Depends if you use the color. If you want to look harsh, then yeah, go ahead. That's the difference. You can blur it and make it camouflage a bit more, or make it look more harsh. That's why if you make something real light, you have to be careful not make it too light compared to the base color, which I usually use as the middle color. But you can start from dark to light, where most art stuff kind of does go like that. Oh, actually, from light to dark. You gotta figure out if you ever do any art style, how can you do them? Is it something that goes from light to dark, or something that goes from dark to light? You gotta figure out if you can do that and how to do it. But a lot of traditional mediums usually do from light to dark, the best option for you as the creator to do. Shortcut this one a bit, and you do G, the full bucket, and cut them in a bit. There we go. See, it's already looking a bit better. This is not a bad colour for a tree, actually. This base colour. It's a little bit more of a wear colour, but it is not a bad colour. Well, at least it's a wear colour to me. Even that brown colour, though, is a bit more common. Oh, whoops. Yeah, like I said, I didn't do any favours for myself here. I might rewind might fast forward some of this part. You can do this all in one layer, but if you want to add variety in it, it's easy to do it on 2 layers. There we go. I'll do this one here. I think that would be the best outcome for this. Boom. So we've done all our dark shading. Now it's time for our lighter shading. So we go about here. You don't really want to jump too far from it. Yes, that'll work. Yeah, you don't want to jump any lighter than that, really. These are more highlighted parts, so it looks like it's a bit more wound, which it does do the job. Basically, with pixel art, you'd be basically learning how to do optical illusions. If you haven't much experience in the pixel art, that is what you're doing. No, I don't think you need to do that. See, now before when I had one solid color, your eyes wouldn't be tripped to not see this and they're just flat. Now it looks a little less flat. We gotta highlight this bit down up here, move down here, here, and a little bit on the side. Or top here. Maybe we will go the heck with this color and knock it into here. If you really want to do these trees real good, take a bit of photos of some of the trees around you. Especially if you want to keep them realistic, that'll be the best recommendation I can probably give you. If you really want to make these trees look good and detailed, this part you wouldn't see very much, but it'd be just nice to still do it. Yeah, the mouse kind of got stuck on some of this then. That one kind of ends up in a weird angle that even I'm getting confused by it. Okay, now let's go. Next highlights is down on here. This also gives the tree a look that it is wound too. If you know what I'm trying to say, or if you get what I mean. Makes it look more like it could be 3D. So you look back here and it looks more wound. That's the best thing about if you can do these shadings right. That's basically what you'd be doing in pixel art. You'd be learning a lot. If you know how to do optical illusions, you're going to be doing real good with pixel art. And you're going to learn them if you don't. Because that's your most powerful weapon as someone who does 2D art, is making it look like it's 3D. Tricking the person to think, oh, this is almost 3D. Color it in there. No, that can stay there. Actually, I have to get rid of that, wouldn't I? No, that can stay there. There we go. And we gotta go to here. And bring it, oh, that sucks. I kinda didn't really darken either, didn't really have much of a dark. You know what I mean? Didn't really have much of a... I guess that colour isn't very light, isn't it? Didn't darken as much. Or doesn't stand out as much as I would like it to. Oh well. Still looks pretty good. See, it's a basic tree. Oh, whoops. I'll save it later. Because CS is one of the best ways to get used to saving things. And then we can go and fill in all this. If you can do more vibes, just do this filling in around the tree. Actually, you know a good way of telling you how to do this? I guess we could do this. You could actually make a new layer and lower down the opacity or on here, so then it looks like it's a little bit lighter instead, and use it on pure black. And that is basically a tree. I'll take a screenshot of that. That's basically how you make a basic tree. Then you can either do with the patterns, you can go camouflage the patterns in or do whatever heck you want. See, now we got the tree pattern here. So you can go in, just camouflage the patterns in there, whatever you want to do. Or you can leave it harsh to where it stands out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is how to make a basic tree. Basically how to do leaves. You can use any colour from here to here. I haven't used this colour very much. See, a lot of these trees have a variety of colours. You can just use the circle tool too if you don't want to do patterns. You can use all type of patterns. You can use patterns facing one way, just like that. A pattern facing like this, or bigger patterns. You can really do whatever you want, or have a universal shape. But I thought I might as well show you how to do it from patterns from multiple angles. I actually did wanted to know if that works. So you can have a pattern like that and have this too, and let's say this. If that's the pattern you're going to use, you can go Control B and just highlight it. Or actually, I prefer you to. It's much easier to do your selection tool and then go like this and go Control B, and then just go back out here and do the pattern like that. See, and even that pattern looks okay if you want to make a proper tree. See, look how cool! Look how cool pattern. That'll be something you do more like a pine with, I think, more than anything. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is basic pixel art with me, Redcollarwolf. I'll do more videos like this. I don't really overly want to do them in any particular order. Just whatever you feel like you want to watch at the time, that's what you're going to watch. And let's chuck this guy into his new home. Yeah, I just realized something too. We gotta delete this later. Oh, if you want to know how, and you also got populators here that you can make the leaves different too. If you don't overly like the colour, have a play around with those too. Personally, you will like it. I'll copy that, undo that, so we have the two layers, and then we can send it to here, right next to our new one. So that one is 2 blocks of 64 high, so same size as that one, just some more leaves. And see, now it looks like it's got a new homie. So I hope you enjoy and like this if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. I do want to explore more of the pixel art style in some fancy ways. See, this one looks real nice too. I like actually doing this color. This color was actually pretty interesting. This is more of a bluish green color, almost turquoise color. It's not too far off. Thank you for watching. I'm Redcollarwolf and I'm out. Now out. Thank you.